Alrighty, welcome back. We're learning a bit. I think I'm starting to get a feel for the deck more than I had before I started, that's for sure. This hand's not amazing, but I'm going to keep it. We've got the Concoction. We can discard a Demonic Pact or a Sorin to it if necessary. I'm just going to play Swamp Concoction and then have that for the following turn. Hopefully we draw Flaying Tendrils or something though. Another untapped black land is not bad. Also white. Next turn I likely play a Shambling Vent, maybe a Sunken Hollow. I probably could have afforded to cut an Oath of Jace maybe. Bring in like a Dragonlord Silumgar or something like that. We'll see if this is enough to get things done. An Anointer, not too scary. And a Kytheon. Alright, so I think we have to deal with Kytheon now. Otherwise, you can make it indestructible. We don't want it to transform, that's for sure. It is indestructible. There's a problem. So, we do have untapped blue now. So I think I'm going to play the Shambling Vent. I'm going to use this Concoction on the Kytheon. Discarding what, though? Probably the Caves or the Hollow. So if you found the untapped blue, I might just get rid of the Hollow. Yeah, in case we find a double white spell for the following turn. So I'll destroy Kytheon. Just taking 3 damage next turn unless he has an Always Watching, in which case we'll take 5. But I'll have a Languish before too long. Hopefully that's enough. I don't think I've cast too many Languishes. I'm only playing 2. Could be very possibly correct to play 3 or even the full 4, depending on your metagame. More aggressive matchups, it is very hard to come back from losing 3 or 4 creatures to a Languish. Man lands and Planeswalkers, though, complicate things. Alright, so hopefully we're going to draw an Oath of Jace or something. Alright, I guess next turn we're going to be banking on this Languish to bail us out. I'm just going to find a Plains, I think, having 2 not painful white lands. And hope he doesn't pass with an Eerie Interlude or something like that at the ready. If he just plays out more cards, I'm happy. Kytheon, not so much. Alright, so he didn't just make an emblem. But the stream of 2/2s that are going to be coming, fortunately just 2/2s, as they are tokens, they do not benefit from always watching. They're just sometimes watching. Alright, so Gideon's not the worst there. He didn't actually do too much. But we will have to find a Silumgar's command or something to deal with it soon. Alright, this turn I have to Languish to survive. I think our opponent might have missed out on a damage last turn. I didn't actually see if the Anointer tapped or not. I don't think it did, but neat little interaction there. You can use the Anointer. Ooh, okay. Well, we are dead to the Gideon, so that's unfortunate. But as I was about to say, is that with the Anointer, if it has Vigilance, you can attack and then give a creature +1/+1. So we would have died to that even without the second Always Watching, had he gotten the extra point off the Anointer. But I don't think we could have afforded to just pass there and use our Vent to chump block and gain some life. Next turn, having drawn the Oath, yeah, I think having the Gideon was a bit backbreaking there. So now that we're on the play, though, do we bring in Negates for Always Watching and Planeswalkers? It's definitely possible. Take out an Oath and a Pact, maybe. I like Pact, though, for gaining life back. Maybe I can afford to cut an Unmaking and a Command. Actually, a Negate. I don't think I need 2. I'll keep the Command just for the potential blowouts with it. And yeah, since that game is so fast, I think I'll just keep recording. One benefit to getting your behind handed to you so quickly. So we started off promisingly, the 1-0 start to the league, and we're desperately fighting now to break even at 2-2. Can we do it in Game 3 of Match 4? Remains to be seen. Opponent's still sideboarding, so he's definitely seems to be mono white. We haven't seen any splashes, no blue or red or anything like that. Or green for tokens and whatnot. So problematic cards in the matchup are certainly Gideon and Always Watching. Everything else you can handle with a Silkwrap or even just a Deadweight. It's when they start getting pumped up by emblems and enchantments that they're a problem. But I like our matchup a lot. If we can just find like 2-drop removal spell, Silkwrap or something, into a Wasteland Strangler or a Blood Curse tonight, I think it's very difficult for the opponent to come back from that. Alright, so we are certainly going to take the play. We got a Flaying Tendrils and lands to cast it. That's compelling enough to keep, I think. I'm not sure yet what we're going to find off the Evolving Wilds, but we've got a turn to decide. I'm just going to start with the Vent. Taps for black and for white, which we need 2 of to cast most of our spells. Having the Oath in hand makes this Evolving Wilds a little tricky. We did find the double black, so that makes it a lot less tricky. So I'm going to go ahead and find an island off this Wilds, and the next turn, probably just 2 for 1 him with the Tendrils before he plays an Always Watching. If he plays 2 or 3 creatures, or has 2 or 3 creatures at the end there. Preferably 3. So I can flay them all. Alright, Anafenza. Definitely finding the island here. So, question is, do we take the 2 for 1, or do we just Stasis Snare Anafenza and goad him sort of into playing out the rest of his hand, and then tendriling everything then? The only way that really backfires is, I don't know if it does actually. We can still get him with through an Always Watching. So I think actually I will just go ahead and Stasis Snare him now. Take out Anafenza. And plan next turn to just play a tap land and a Tendril. Hopefully we just play a bunch of 1-drops. That he might do that since he plays the Anafenza. He's got a lot of 1 toughness guys for 1 mana to get a bunch of bolster triggers. So it's possible that he was setting up for turn 3 to be explosive and empty his hands. Alright, 1, that's good. 2, that's good. Does he have a 3rd 1-drop? That would be extra tasty if he did. Alright, unfortunately actually I won't be able to play the Shambling Vent. That's very important not to do that by accident. I would not be able to cast the Tendrils then. Alright, 1-drop, 1-drop. Could it be the mythical 4 for 1 with a 3-mana spell? I'm waiting with anticipation. Alright, there we go. I will lap that up. Let's go ahead and cast the spell. Either he's got a bunch more in hand to cast, and he just doesn't care. Because, I mean, I could have had a Languish even, unless he counted on me not having double black or something. But, yeah, I'll take it. Tendrils wiping his board, having a bunch of things in exile now to devour with processors. Another Languish. I can still eat these through and Always Watching. I could play the Oath, set up for a Sorin next turn. I think I'm just going to Languish here. His hand is empty. And then play the Shambling Vent. So without an Always Watching, and with 2 board wipes in hand, turns out this deck can have a devastating draw. So at best he's going to play 1 or 2 creatures here. Alright, and we can just play Sorin and eat it. Could have played Oath and Stasis Snare, but what's not to love about Sorin? Humping a gossiper. That's what you get for spreading rumors, citing the rabble. Alright, so now he's in a tough spot. We've got potential card draw, and he's just going to scoop actually, so that's the end. Alright, we are 2-2. On to our final match. I think we're still playing for something, but we will see. Stay tuned for match 5.